What's up, everybody? Welcome to a Saturday edition of The Squeeze. I am Tyler Conium. First and foremost, apologies for no video yesterday. I was having some computer problems, and I was having YouTube problems, and I said, you know what, we don't have time for this, so no video yesterday, so I do apologize. We've got a fun card today, as you can see right over there, the new preview if you're watching on YouTube of what the bets are going to be, including the UFC fight tonight. And we're coming into this after a pretty good Wednesday. We went 1-0-1. We had the Milwaukee Bucks -5 that hit. We had under for Vegas and Minnesota. That was a push. And then we do have Hideki Matsuyama still to be a top 20 finish at the Phoenix Open. He's currently sitting in 38th, but he's only 2 strokes back from the 20th spot. And his play was suspended after the 13th hole of the second round. So still a long way to go there. We'll see how that goes, but pretty confident in that. And of course, tomorrow is the Super Bowl, so we'll have a bunch of Super Bowl bets for you. Maybe not a bunch. I don't know what we're going to have. That's what today is for. We'll see. But it should be a very exciting weekend. And again, it's nice to be able to make 3 bets in 3 different sports for you here on a Saturday. So let's get into it. We're going to start with the National Hockey League, and we've got the New Jersey Devils and the Minnesota Wild. I've actually been betting the Minnesota Wild their last 3 games, and we're 1-0-1 betting on them. So this is actually an interesting matchup. You've got the New Jersey Devils on plus money coming into this game. The Devils are the best road team in the National Hockey League. They are 19-3-2 on the road. Now, Minnesota's 15-9 at home. Okay, not bad. They're 27-20 overall. Also not bad. But the New Jersey Devils are coming into this having won 3 straight games. They won 3-1 at Seattle, 5-4 in overtime against Vancouver, and 3-2 in overtime against Dallas. And then you've got a Minnesota team that's on the flip side, right? So they lost 3-2 to Arizona, 4-1 to Dallas, 5-1 to Vegas. They have not looked good at all, being outscored 9-2 in their last 3 hockey games. That's kind of my analysis for this. You're getting the best road team in the NHL on the road against a team that has lost 3 straight games, and you're getting them at plus 105. So, yeah, you could make the argument that New Jersey's due for a loss, Minnesota's due for a win, and that very well might be true. But if you're getting plus 105, I'm definitely going to roll the dice on that for a unit. So New Jersey Devils on the money line, plus 105. That is at DraftKings. Another game that maybe need not the most analysis in the world, but an interesting spot nonetheless, especially because the NBA has been difficult as we're heading towards the All-Star break. But you're getting the Dallas Mavericks at plus money here at plus 108. And the reason is I don't think the books yet think that Luka Doncic is going to play in this game. He was actually expected to play last night. So they're in this situation where Dallas is playing 2 straight games in Sacramento. They played last night. Luka said he might play. He ended up not playing, and I think that was so he could play tonight. You've got a 10 p.m. tip-off in Sacramento. It's a Saturday night game, and I think this is the first time we see Luka and Kyrie Irving play together. Now, if Luka does play, I guarantee you this line is not going to be plus 108. I think at the very least it's even money. If not, Dallas might swing in to be the favorites. Granted, Dallas is 12-17 on the road, while Sacramento is 16-12 at home. And against each other, Dallas is 1-4-1 in their last 6 meetings in Sacramento, but the Mavericks are 5-0 ATS in their last 5 games overall. They're obviously playing a lot better now that they've added Kyrie Irving. Last night, they did beat the Kings 122-114. In that game, Kyrie Irving had 25 points, 10 assists, played 35 minutes, and he only shot 5 of 14, so not a good shooting night from Kyrie. I expect that I'm essentially banking on Luka playing. If he does play in this game, I think that completely shifts the balance. He will be the best player on the floor. And again, you're getting this at plus 108. I will take that all day because if he plays, I think that line moves. So Dallas Mavericks, money line, plus 108. That is at North Star Bets. And we're going to end this night with the main event of the UFC card. This is actually a very exciting card here for UFC 284. You've got 2 title fights. You've got what's being billed as the best pound-for-pound fight of all time. Say you will about that. It's sort of like a Vince McMahon school of promotion there. Is this the best pound-for-pound fight of all time? Well, we'll see. But we've got a bet on Islam Makhachev versus Alexander the Great. So if you look at the straight-up odds, Makhachev is minus 380 on the money line. Don't love that. The over 2.5 is minus 165. Don't love that. But if you put them together on DraftKings, you get plus 103 for our third plus money bet of the day, which I really, really, really like. Okay, so Islam is coming into this having won 11 fights in a row. He's got a career record of 23-1. And then you've got, on the flip side, Alexander the Great. He's on a 22-fight winning streak and has been 12-0 in the UFC. He's coming off a unanimous decision victory against Max Holloway, which is the third fight in their trilogy of fights. But, I think that Volkanovski is a very well-rounded fighter, and he's going to be able to adjust his game plan here for sure. The big question, of course, is Volkanovski going to be able to handle how strong Islam is? He is moving up from the lightweight division. I don't know. I think that Islam is just the better fighter here. How good is Volkanovski's cardio? Because I think this fight's going to go over the 2.5 rounds. So when you look at Islam's last few fights, he won in the second round and then the first round and the first round. The last time he went past the second round was this fight against Thiago Moises. That was UFC on ESPN. That was in July of 2021. So you might say, this guy's ending fights pretty freaking early. But then if you look at Alexander the Great, his fights you're looking at went the distance against Max Holloway, went into the fourth round at UFC 23, went the distance against Ortega, went the distance against Holloway, went the distance against Holloway. So this guy's gone into the third round. The last time his fight was stopped that this fight would have lost, which is the second half of the second round, you have to go all the way back to his fight at UFC Fight Night 101 against Yusuke Kasuya in 2016. That's the last time he won a fight earlier then would have gone under 2.5 rounds. So even though you're looking at Islam, who's a great striker, who's a great submission specialist, I don't think this is such a big fight that you're going to spend maybe the first round even just trying to figure things out. And I think this is going to go over 2.5. In the end, I think Islam's size and his grappling will just be a little bit too much. Of course, Volkanovski's not getting, I don't think he's getting much respect. That's why the money line is where it is. But I still like Islam to win this fight. And I think you're going to spend the first round just feeling each other out. And all we have to do is get to the second half of the third round, which I like as well. So we're going to take Islam and over 2.5 for a parlay at plus 103. So that is your card for Saturday. Let's run that card back down for you. I like the New Jersey Devils on the money line, plus 105 at DraftKings. I like the Dallas Mavericks on the money line, plus 108 at North Star Bets. And I like Islam to win this fight in over 2.5 rounds for plus 103 at DraftKings. As always, drop a comment if you're fading or following. You can follow me on Twitter at Tyler Conium for more picks and props throughout the day, TikTok and Instagram for just the picks portions, and audio versions available on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. Super Bowl Saturday. Tomorrow's the Super Bowl. Let's have some fun. Eat your chicken wings, eat your pizza, and let's talk sports.